morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Before we get to the charts, I do want to point your attention to pivotbossmasters.com/profits. We are announcing our newest live training schedule out for next week. Next week's Masters live training schedule here is posted at pivotbossmasters.com/profits. You can see right here, and you can see the upcoming schedule here. Now remember, this training is free for anyone who is already a PivotBoss Masters member. If you're not a member here, you can gain instant access with a quick click of a button there. So again, you want to go to pivotbossmasters.com/profits. This time around, we're talking PivotBoss Thrust Reversal Pro. And this is going to be basically elevating our best signal, which is our PivotBoss Thrust Reversal signal, and elevating it to add more power behind it, more versatility, and more confluence. So again, a tremendous opportunity to join us next week for our next Masters live training schedule. Monday, October 13th through Friday, October 17th. You can see the schedule posted here. If you want to join us here, you can log into your PivotBoss Masters dashboard and follow along there. And again, if you are not a member, you can join us here right away. You can learn more about Masters down below. All right. To the charts, looking at the ES right now, you see inside day at the moment, very compressed price action, just a narrow range of 19 points, which is 35.5% of average range. Double inside day compression within an uptrend here. As we've noted before, Friday's range was basically a key range in and of itself, and we're looking to fade the edges with an upward bias as of right now. We're still mostly range bound here, heading into a pretty Fed heavy week here, as we've noted before. That Fed heavy week culminates with Fed Chair Powell speaking prior to the RTH open Thursday. NFP report scheduled for Friday, and additional FOMC members speaking Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. FOMC meeting minutes Wednesday afternoon. So we could be looking at, again, mostly range bound price action with a continued upward bias. Tests at the previous session's lows could continue to offer tremendous trap and reversal opportunities for this market until proven otherwise. Looking at the NQ, similar price action here in the NQ. Inside day, 34% of ADR, just 92 points of range. You can see again a very bullish bias overall, and as we've noted before, any test at the previous session's low offers an opportunity to trap and reverse back up. This time around, we may not get that low, but if we did, we dropped back into the 25K level and just below it, it could be an opportunity to trap it and reverse it back up as this market continues to be sideways to up within this current melt-up phase. Very bullish overall, above the third standard deviation on the PivotBoss bands on the yearly plot. And that is a very, very bullish price discovery phase. So we could continue to melt up in a tremendous way from here, especially given the fact that we have not yet rejected at the previous quarter's highs, at least as of right now. So this could continue to bleed out and just push to the upside here in a big way, melt up phase until proven otherwise. So any pullback becomes a buying opportunity. All right, looking at crude oil. This one right here trading 61.75. It's recovered the previous lows here. Razor sharp support on this bottom end. We pushed below it, a little bit of a doji style day, and recovering the 61.45s as of right now. Not a convincing rejection of prices below these levels, but still bulls doing just enough to turn this thing around. You can see again that level becoming important, becoming resistance here. Taking it back bid, now becoming support today, so attempting to keep that area bid. And if you look at the 60-minute time frame, there's a bit of an inverted head and shoulder style pattern here. So if this thing can get through 62.25, it starts to open up some upside back towards 64, maybe even across the range. Now again, we are entering a very bearish seasonal cycle right now, starting today. and any pullback and any bounce could be the last bounce before a primary drop here into the middle of December. So just keep that in mind. As of right now, again, trying to recover that low for a shot at bouncing higher. If we stay within the down move here, we fail back at that 61.45 and work our way toward 58.20. All right, looking at gold futures right now, up about 0.5%. You can see again a continued push to the upside, and today hitting 4,000. 4,000.1, our target has been finally reached. We talked about that target here on the breakout through 3,500 and noted the 500 point back into that pattern and the target to 4,000 at that point. It's only taken about a good 5 weeks. 5 weeks to go that high. 1 week for every month it was in compression here. And that's why I mentioned before, when you have 5 months of compression and 5 weeks of markup, that relationship right there, that ratio is out of whack a bit, and we could continue to see more of a markup here as that energy continues to be released. So 4,000 is the easy 500 point target, but we may see further upside still. This market continuing to trend higher at a very intense pace, remains above the 8-period average. Again, any pullback, if at all, could be a buying opportunity, although we haven't seen pullbacks. We've had 3-day sideways moves, and this was the most recent one on a Friday. And Friday afternoon, we told our traders that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we may see a pretty forceful push to the upside. Very similar to what we saw here, similar to what we saw here, and again, this type of move there. So we've seen some very bullish continuation here out of this pattern. This is the latest iteration of that, and we may see further upside still before maybe calling it a little bit of a sideways move and the next continuation plays out. So very, very strong stuff out of gold. Looking at the YM, this one's given us some tremendous price action lately. This is an impulse move down yesterday, a new key range on an intraday basis, giving us great razor sharp boundaries. 46.8 up to about 47.040 offers really good intraday support and resistance right now. If we break out of this range, we have ourselves some good near-term targets just based off of that early impulse move yesterday. We've been seeing a pattern of morning selling followed by afternoon bounce here lately, and the morning selling has kicked in around 8, 9 a.m. Central, maybe as late as 10 over the last week to 2 weeks, and then we see the thing kind of rebound back up. Are we going to see something similar here ahead? Do we drop back down toward overnight and pre-market lows? If so, that could still provide a bounce back up as this market remains range bound with an upward bias as of right now. Continuing to keep an eye on that 47K market structure level, big time level right there. If it takes it bid, we're headed toward 49. If we get a massive rejection here, back toward 45. Where's the next 2,000 points going to come out at? Again, hard to bet against the upside right now. Very, very strong. Looking at Bitcoin, this one's down 0.2% at the moment on a pullback. Massive, massive up day. The previous session, and it was just a series of up days here. This 6-day move, one of the biggest 6-day moves we've seen in a while. We did quantify those 6-day moves previously. That's about a 15,000 point 6-day move, and when you look at some of the previous 6-day moves here, almost every single one of them after the 6-day move up turned back the other way, and that was usually if the market was already within or developing within a trading range, which this one has been. You know, you get a big move down or a big move up, you get the turnaround, and right now we've gotten that move up. However, this type of move can also lead to a massive expansion and extension if it coincides with a push through market structure. We are currently at market structure, so do we see an elongation here that really opens things up? 125 major market structure, and the next level up would be 150. The next level down would be 100. This thing moves in 25K increments right now in terms of market structure, and at the moment we're currently trading above that 125. Is it going to lead to more strength to the upside, or do we see another rotation down within this developing expanding range. Big time level here for Bitcoin. Looking at ETH, this one's been similar with its strength. Massive movement, but again, this is strength within a trading range right now. It hasn't seen new price discovery beyond these prior pivot highs. We haven't even tested those highs. So if we come into this zone, do we start to see a backfill back within the range? So very strong start to the quarter, but this is strength within the trading range. Do we get a breakout and expansion through 4,900 that opens up some big time upside? Or again, do we turn at the extreme back into the range below? So watching the edge up here between 48 and 4,900 up ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.